Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the children of all ages. Welcome to the Khalil the High Level Sports Board, both YouTube channel and Facebook page. Now, I have a lot of things I need to address as the show goes on. That is, I'm gonna get into the Saints breaking the streak, breaking the Rams win streak. I'm sorry, breaking the Saints breaking the Rams win streak. I'm gonna talk about the Pats putting a bidding on the Packers. I'll also go into Floyd Mayweather's taking on Tenshin Nasukawa, that is, on December 31st on New Year's Eve. I'll be discussing, DC, that is, defending Derrick Lewis, and I'll talk about after what he said. That is, I'm gonna talk about that for sure. And there's plenty more. So I'm gonna get you all going right now. So I'm gonna start of how the Pats defeat the I'm sorry, how the Patriots defeat the Packers though last night. I gotta tell you right now, that was nothing more but a Super Bowl title death match. Now look, with all due respect, this had both playoff and Super Bowl implications. So you need to ask yourself exactly: are the Patriots going to be the team to beat? Are the Patriots going to be able to make it to the AFC playoffs, and are they going to make it to the AFC Championship and make it to the Super Bowl 53? That is, and come back from a loss they had against the Eagles at the last Super Bowl. That is. So really, I'm wondering So I'm casting my vote on the Patriots, and Patriots, they did exactly what had to be done last night. So I'm gonna give you credit's due. So look, Aaron Rodgers, he did what he could. The offense was doing pretty good. Pat's defense is putting a lot of pressure on him though. They're putting a lot of pressure on him though, but just I didn't say that. I don't say they not much pressure. I can tell you that. But there was no weak link. Because I can still tell you this right now. Patriots, they'll be back as ever. But look, you got to face ahead of them, though. Now, next month, there are playoff implications. Look, you got to face. You got to take on the Chiefs. You can take on the Dolphins. You can take on, well, Ravens, Steelers, possibly. Oh, Chargers. Chargers are going to be in there. Dolphins. But I got to tell you right now, Tom Brady, 12 by 12 on 12. Tom Brady just toppled Aaron Rodgers. That does not, look, obviously that does not mean that Tom Brady was better than Aaron Rodgers. Some of you may think so, but obviously that may not be the case. Now last night was the battle of two GOATs going at it. Because I'm telling you right now, Patriots, Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers, they put on one heck of a good showcase out there, and that didn't disappoint. That was not. It was a Super Bowl title match. Now, Patriots and the Packers are both top Super Bowl contenders. I'll tell you that right now. But obviously, I'm very surprised. I really am. And the truth is, Patriots, whoever they got to face in the NFC title game, and makes it to the NFC, it could be the Saints who broke the Rams win streak. That is, it could be maybe the Panthers. You got Christian McCaffrey, who did pretty good. You could take on Packers yet once again. That is, who knows. You could take on the Vikings, perhaps. Vikings had 10 sacks. Lions had 10 sacks against the Vikings defense, though. I got to tell you, that it was amazing that is. So, I will tell you, Pats, they didn't disappoint. I cast my vote on them, though. You can say what you want about it, though. So, let me ask you the question. Is Tom Brady number one in QBs? Where would you want to rank him? Number one, number two? Because Tom Brady, he was on top of the food chain right now. He was on top of the food chain. So you need to wonder exactly was the are the let me ask you this. Are the Packers and Patriots going to be able to face each other once again and headline Super Bowl 53? Next month, the playoffs are going to start. You got to know exactly who's the favorite, who's going to make it, who's going to go all the way, who's going to survive. Packers could look. Packers, they put on quite a show out there. They didn't disappoint. I can tell you that. So I'm very curious exactly where this is all going. We all know that, and we all know that the Patriots. I mean, they're top team. Look, both Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are the goats. Are the goats. We know. And Tom Brady did top. They did top Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Now the Patriots' offense was doing pretty good. On their defense, oh man, getting disappointed though. Packers did everything they could to beat the Patriots once again. That didn't happen. I mean, the way they destroyed on both the offense and defense, you can't stop them. You can't stop their back. Packers, I'll give her credit's due. You did everything you could. You put up a good fight. It was a blood match. We all know that. Brutal. It was so brutal. I mean, it was. I mean, I gotta tell you, Patriots. I would vote. Look, I would vote for the Patriots to go into the AFC, win the AFC Championship, and be able to fix the mistake they made from last season when they lost to the Eagles. I picked the Patriots right there. Look, but it's not that easy though, because the Chiefs they can climb in. Then the Chiefs. I mean, now remember, Patriots they may have taken out the Chiefs before they had them their first loss, but the Patriots and the Chiefs face each other in the AFC playoffs, nor for the AFC Championship. That is, Patriots could do it again. They could. So I'm very sure that the Patriots they gotta be a legit threat right there. They could do it once again. But obviously, the only legit threat who I could think of who could actually top the Patriots would have to be the Chiefs. Now the Chiefs they did put a beating on those on the Browns of Baker Mayfield. I gotta tell you that Baker Mayfield against Patrick Mahomes ain't disappointing. Now Patrick Mahomes on the other side, he had 28 passing touchdowns. I mean, they're well in sync. Chiefs, look out! They're well in sync because I vote for the Chiefs to make it to the AFC playoffs, and I can vote for Patrick Mahomes in the MVP race. I will tell you that right now because I'm very curious, though, exactly as to whether or not Patrick Mahomes has it in him. And they did. They didn't disappoint. So, Patriots on this side, look out. Because come AFC playoffs, you got a target on you. You can be targeted by Ravens, Steelers, the Chiefs, the Chargers. Look out. Because unfortunately, I mean, I like the chance of the Patriots making it to the playoffs. Once again, going to the Super Bowl. But obviously, the chances are going to be in dire jeopardy. But it's going to be a tough task. So, Patriots, congrats on beating the Packers. And, I just hope you guys, just make it, though. But it won't be that easy, though. So, be very careful. So, because you're going to be facing elimination. And it won't be that easy, though. So, I'll tell you that. Moving on to another topic I want to address out. I got breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Floyd Money Mayweather announced yesterday at Rizin Fighting Federation he's going to come out of retirement once again to take on 27-0 undefeated boxer, not Khabib. It's Japanese kickboxer, Tenshin Nasukawa. Tenshin Nasukawa. The dude's 20 years old. Seriously. Hey, come on. Floyd Money Mayweather, you should have stayed retired. I mean, look what's happened. Look what's happened here. Look what's happened here. Really. Look what's happened in the past. Floyd Mayweather beat the Big Show WrestleMania several years ago. You have Floyd Mayweather defeat Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, who basically Pacquiao wants to get his revenge on for sure. I'll tell you that. You had Floyd Mayweather take out Conor McGregor, 10th round TKO. Now this Floyd Mayweather come out of retirement. Once again, take on Tenshin Nasukawa, that is, who's undefeated 27-0. I don't get that. I don't see that. Who is gonna buy into this? Floyd Mayweather, you should have stayed retired. And now this is happening. And on New Year's Eve, December 31st, in Saitama Superdome, that is, in Saitama, Japan. This is going to be a boxing match, or this is going to be some kickboxing match. But the question is exactly, and this is going to be a few unanswered questions, is how are you prepared for something like this? How is Dana White going to respond? What is Khabib going to say about this? What is Conor McGregor going to say about that? He may have lost to Floyd Mayweather last year, that is. How is Canelo? What are you going to say about this? There's unanswered questions for sure that something that I cannot describe. Floyd Mayweather, stay retired. Are you kidding me? Rizin Fighting Federation, come on. This is not right. Floyd Mayweather, what are you doing? You're taking on Tenshin Nasukawa? This doesn't make no sense here. And people, it's no secret that Floyd Mayweather once is like training. It's hardly even training. I mean, come on, to be in UFC, no one's not gonna buy into that. No one's not gonna want to see Floyd Mayweather versus Khabib, and no one wants to see Floyd Mayweather take on Tenshin Nasukawa on New Year's Eve. Now, the real question is exactly: is Floyd Mayweather still gonna be undefeated? Which he will, and is. Or is stricken jeopardy? Come on. I mean, come on. Tenshin Nasukawa has the same win streak as Khabib. And who's going to be in there? Conor McGregor, Khabib, Dana White. I mean, killing LeBron James. You're kidding me, right? How is this possible? How is this? I mean, I don't see where this is going. I don't see it. You can't. How do you describe this? Floyd Mayweather is taking on a 20-year-old individual, 20, who's Tenshin Nasukawa. It's happening at Saitama Superdome in Saitama, Japan. Come on. You don't think straight. What do you? I mean, come on. You stay retired. This is not right. This can't happen. Postpone the fight. Do something. Really. Is the money? I mean, is this what is this, and what is this for? Is Manny Pacquiao? I mean, is Manny Pacquiao gonna be in there? Like, what do you? So again, ladies and gentlemen, please take this time to send your comments, your reactions, your tweets, your thoughts about Floyd Mayweather making a bombshell announcement, this earth-shattering announcement when he takes on Tenshin Nasukawa on New Year's Eve, and December 31st. Let me know in the comment section your thoughts, your tweets. I know this may seem ridiculous, which it is, but come on, it's just and it's really no secret as to whether or not he's gonna take on Khabib, which is not gonna happen. Come on, Floyd Mayweather is not a kickboxer. He's not even going to the UFC. Please, no one's gonna buy into this. Come on, it's gonna be on Fight TV. It's gonna be the Fight TV app. Come on. That does not sit right. It does not. And I do not see where this is going. I really don't. So Floyd Mayweather, you better win this. You better win this fight. You better knock down Tenshin Nasukawa. Because I will be in disarray. I was in disarray when this announcement was made. But I'll be in disarray if he gets his first loss, which he's not had at all. I am unsatisfied. I am unsatisfied with this. I mean, making history. Come on, this has to be the biggest. I mean, it's on Forbes magazines. It's on Washington Post. It's on ESPN. It's on. I mean, it can be on TMZ Sports, The Guardian, like CBS Sports. Come on. How's this possible? I mean, is this no secret that he's training for UFC, which is not happening. It's not. I don't see that. And I don't see Floyd Mayweather being in the UFC, which is not gonna happen. I don't know why this is. And I don't understand why Dana White, and Dana White ain't gonna be in there. Come on. Like, it's impossible. Absolutely impossible. So that's just how it's gonna be. I'm distraught right now that Floyd Mayweather is taking on Tenshin Nasukawa on New Year's Eve. Like, come on, this just can't happen. So that's something I hella can't describe right there. Now, moving on to another topic that is Saints. They took offense. They took out the LA Rams yesterday. Now, LA Rams, they've been on a rampage, though, I'll tell you that. But yesterday, the Saints, if you're in Saints Row, the Saints and Drew Brees and Alvin Kamara and Michel Thomas, who had his cell phone out, who scored a touchdown, had a cell phone out, and he got penalized for that. And he called, who did he call? He just called, who did he call? He called Joe something. But really, I thought the Rams were gonna keep the streak intact. That didn't happen. Because I want to know exactly whether or not if the Rams are gonna keep the streak. I want to know exactly if the Rams are gonna be able to make it to the. I mean, they're gonna make it to the NFC playoffs. I'll tell you that. I don't know for sure what the chances for the Rams surviving in the NFC playoffs. Because if that happens to them come NFC playoffs, or them making it to the Super Bowl, that is, I am very certain that now they may have lost. Look, streaks are meant to be broken. I get that. All right, I get it. And I can see exactly as to why the Saints did what they had to do. Because look, now Michel Thomas, after he scored the touchdown, he called Joe Horn for his little touchdown celebration. Come on. I see where this is going. I can see why this. Now Drew Brees, there's no doubt about it, he's really good at what he does. We know that. We know for sure. The question is, does Drew Brees and the Saints, do they need another Super Bowl? Or the Rams going to be able to make it there? How are they going to recover? How are the Rams going to come back from that devastating loss, from a huge loss yesterday? How are the Rams going to be able to survive in the NFC playoffs? How are they going to? I mean, is this going to affect their chances of making it to the Super Bowl, the NFC Championship, nor the Super Bowl? So send me your comments, your tweets, your responses, and your reactions down below. Tell me what you think of the Saints taking out the Rams. I picked the Rams though, because I mean, look, I may have underestimated. Well, I may have doubted Drew Brees despite the fact that he's pretty good at what he does. We know that. I mean, the offense and defense was well in sync. We know. I simply thought the Rams were going to keep the streak intact because Rams had one priority. That was to beat the Saints because their offense and defense was out there. The thing is, Rams, they couldn't finish. And I have a feeling that the Rams, their streak, the Rams, I told everyone the streaks, the Rams win streak was in jeopardy, and it was. And Saints took it to them, though, by the way, in Saints Row. Because I'm very certain right now, because I was distraught. Saints had home field advantage because I thought, that game went the distance right there. I mean, Patriots and Packers, that game went the distance. But really, the Saints are the top team. But look, Drew Brees, we know he's to go. He still is. We know the Saints. I mean, they can't. I mean, can they be beat? They've been on the rampage. We know that. I mean, Drew Brees is all-time leading passer. We know that for sure. We know that he can get. We know that Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas, they can get wide open in the paint. We know. But I'm very certain that Saints. When you go against them, the Rams, you gotta know for sure. You gotta pick up your passing yards. You gotta pick more rushing yards. You gotta pick it, operate on both the offense and the defense. You gotta pick your spot. That's what you gotta do. Because I'm wondering how the Rams are gonna recover from that loss to the Saints. I am wondering exactly how the Saints are feeling right now. I know it's a tough game. I'll tell you that. That was nothing more but an NFC playoff game, nor an NFC championship game for sure. So I am very certain right now. I mean, I am certain right now that the Saints are going to make good. Because I'll tell you this, Drew Brees, if and only if he makes it to the NFC Championship game, nor the Super Bowl, that is Super Bowl 53, and win it, he can retire just like that. Because I am very certain the Saints are a legit threat right now. Now they were legit to the Rams, which they were yesterday. Are they going to be able to survive come NFC playoffs? And I'm very curious about that for sure. I want to know what your comments, your thoughts, your tweets, your reactions about the Saints breaking the Rams win streak. Because streaks are meant to be broken. We know that. I know for sure it is. So I'm not. It's nothing. I mean, look. I'll give it credit to the Rams. They put on one heck of a good match, and they did. Now the Saints on this side, they didn't disappoint. There's other teams that are gonna be in there. You got the Packers, the Panthers, and you got, probably Seahawks, perhaps Vikings. They operate on both the offense and the defense. They have more passing yards and more rushing yards. They put on a good show up there. That right there is a tough and brutal matchup. It was. And they just didn't disappoint. So, Saints, look, you did your part. Saints just came to beat. But I got to tell you right now, it was an NFC title caliber kind of match. It's brutal as ever. You saw it yesterday. I thought the Saints were actually going to lose that game, though, to the Rams. But the Rams offense, they put on a good fight. They did their part. They did. I'm not upset with the Rams streaking intact. No, I'm not upset about that. I'm simply just saying to you that the Saints were a legit threat, and they were. Some may have been wrong about that. I do admit that. I really admit that. For sure. I'll tell you that right now. So Saints, they can go to the NFC playoffs, I'll tell you that. But they gotta survive that. But it's gonna be a tough task though, so it's gonna be tough. So congrats, Saints, on your historic win though. Yesterday on the Rams win streak. and I was good about that. So all right, I was good about it though, but it was a tough fought game. They did their part. They played it out. It's brutal as ever. So I'll tell you that right now. Pretty good. Moving on to another topic I want to address out. That I want to pinpoint on is the fact that after DC Daniel Cormier took out Derrick Lewis, the Black Beast, what struck a chord is the fact that one of the comments what he said was he said Brock Lesnar, if you think about coming to the UFC, bring that Universal title along with you. Now, this fight could happen maybe around February or March 2019. I can tell you that. So I don't know. So remember, Brock Lesnar, he's a two-time Universal. Let's not forget that. He did defeat Braun Strowman, the crown jewel, though. He walked out as a two-time Universal champion. But I can tell you this right now, that even if Brock Lesnar thinks, not Brock Lesnar, he will take on AJ Styles at Survivor Series. I'll tell you that. So I'm wondering exactly whether or not if Brock Lesnar is going to bring... even if Brock Lesnar does show up to the UFC, like he did before when he confronted Daniel Cormier, that is. So I want to know if Brock Lesnar is going to bring the Universal title along with him for sure. And even if the title is up for grabs, and I'm very sure I don't know what's going to happen. This is the first. This is the first. First time you've seen a UFC fighter. Now, like much like DC Daniel Cormier, who's still the GOAT. He's a light heavyweight champ and a heavyweight champ as well. So he's the first to defend both titles. So what shot does DC Cormier have? If the fight happens against Brock Lesnar, or what shot does Brock Lesnar have? Come on. All-time significant. You got the universe. You can have the Universal title for grabs. The light heavyweight title and the heavyweight title up for grabs. So I'm very certain that this fight could happen. I guess it could. But I'm not sure that's a bold move. I don't know about that DC Cormier. You got to think that over because I don't know if it is. I'm very certain it could. It's a first, though, but making history is pretty good. That's what they did. Making headlines, what you did right there. So I'm very certain that DC Daniel Cormier versus Brock Lesnar, two-time Universal Champ, could happen, though. I'll tell you that. And I'm very satisfied with that. So I'm looking forward to that matchup. Now moving on to some other kind of matchups that happen. I'm going to get you a recap from what happened yesterday's Week 9. The Dolphins, they beat the Jets. The Chargers, they just beat the Seahawks, by the way. You also had Texans beating the Broncos, took out their 6th win, by the way. You also had the Bears, they got their win. The Bills. You also had Chiefs beating the Browns. They bested Baker Mayfield, by the way. There's no doubt Baker Mayfield's going to be a future MVP. I'll tell you that. Now, Patrick Mahomes, 28 passing touchdowns. He really makes quite the impression. I'll tell you that right now. He's making records for what he does. Some sort he's good enough for sure. He won't disappoint. I'll tell you that. And, I'm very surprised that Patrick Mahomes, they did pretty good. They got the better Baker Mayfield and the Browns. But now the Browns are 2-6-1, that is. So I'm very certain that Browns, they'll be back for sure. They'll be back. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure the Browns are going to be able to make it to the playoffs because they're dead last right now. They're dead last in the AFC right now. They're dead last. Baker Mayfield, they'll always come back. They can win games, lose games. It really makes no difference. They played it out. It's just super good. So I'm wondering how that's going to happen. I'm very certain that it is. So I'm looking forward to seeing Patrick Mahomes, walk out in the AFC title and the AFC playoffs and make it to the AFC championship game. Because I'd be surprised if the Chiefs even win the AFC championship, which they may or may not. Who knows? So I do look forward to that and make it to the Super Bowl, which is a surprise. It was no surprise to anyone, so I'll tell you that. Pretty good. Also, you also saw the Falcons. They beat those Skins. Panthers got their win. You also had, well, you also had. By the way, the Cowboys I'm able to make it though. By the way, tonight though they got to take on the Titans. Now Titans and the Cowboys, so they are tied. By the way, I'll tell you that. But really, I'm very satisfied. Titans, they could beat the Cowboys, but I don't see the Cowboys make it to the Look, third. I don't see the Titans. I don't see the Cowboys make it to the NFC title game. Maybe being on top of the NFC playoffs or going to the NFC playoffs, and I don't see them winning the NFC East. I could see the Eagles making it. Now the Eagles, they aren't the underdogs. They're not the underdogs. No, 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 no. They won. They may have won their first Super Bowl title, but Eagles ain't come out on top. They're tied to 4, and so I do look forward to seeing. You know, Eagles. They're the top contenders. Being what's up? Rather just the Skins. Now the Skins, they are 5-3, but they might. Eagles may come back though, but it's gonna be a good matchup. So now, G-Man, they're not going nowhere. And as I've said, I think yet this past week though that Sam Bradford was released from the Cardinals by the Cardinals. That is, and Eli Man could be benched, but really, Eli Manning. Sam Bradford. What I think probably a good approach he could do, maybe get traded to the G-Man. That is, replace Eli Manning. Now Eli Manning, he may be good, but it just not good enough. Not good enough because the Giants' offense is terrible. They're dead last. They're not looking like a playoff team. They're not going to the NFC playoffs. And you're not doing too well. You're not. I'm sorry. So, really got to think exactly how the G-Men going to be able to defeat the 49ers next Sunday. How's that going to happen? How? 49ers, this new quarterback who just beat the Raiders last Thursday. I mean, the name of Jimmy Mullins? Who's heard this dude? Really? Who's heard this guy? I honestly, I'm in disarray. You kidding me, right? G-Man, oh man, they got Jim Mullins in the 49ers. I gotta tell you that they gotta beat him because they're gonna need a win right there. Now back to the NFL Week 9 recap. That is, Steelers, they beat the Ravens. Now Joe Flacco did everything he could to take out the Steelers once again. But Big Ben, the Steelers, they came out on top once again. But Big Ben, the Steelers, they got their revenge on the Ravens. That was a bit of a rivalry game for the. It was not for the AFC title game, but they fought each other before. But I must say, Steelers, they did what had to be done. So I voted the Steelers to win, which they did. So I was disappointed. Was disappointed also. I'll give them credit too. And they may have lost. Last time they may have lost to the Ravens, but yesterday, Steelers, they did put a big on the Ravens. It was a good hard-fought game. Now Steelers and Ravens are legit favorites to be in the AFC playoffs, nor the AFC championship game. But it's a pretty good match. I'll tell you that. It's gonna be a hard-hitting match. I'll tell you that. It was pretty good right there. Dolphins they already beat the Jets. Steelers beat the Ravens. Chiefs beat the Browns. Patriots beat the Packers like it did before. It was a Super Bowl caliber kind of match. Brutal though, by the way. You also had, You also had the Bears. I mean, they're looking pretty good right now. They just took out the Bills, so we're doing terrible. You also had Falcons taking out the Skins, and by tonight, you got tonight Cowboys and Titans. They're gonna look, and I can look at maybe the Titans. Super Mario, Marcus Mariota, finally be able to defeat the Cowboys by tonight. They're pretty good, so I'll tell you that they will. Now, moving to another topic, I want to point out now is the fact that Lakers may have lost to the the Raptors last night. That is. So Luke Walton, so Magic Johnson basically had no intention of releasing Luke Walton. So you can ask yourself exactly, well, do you think Luke Walton? So let me ask you this question: you think Luke Walton is going to be released whatsoever? You think he is? Let me know in the comment section some of your responses, your tweets, your reactions, your thoughts about that, and I'm more than happy to respond along the way. All right, folks, that's going to do it for the Khalil the Hollywood Sports Report, both YouTube channel and Facebook page. Please be sure to subscribe to the Khalil the Hollywood Sports Report YouTube channel and Facebook page. Send me your comments, your tweets, your reactions about the Pats being the Packers. Send me your tweets, comments, your reactions about Floyd Money Mayweather taking on Tenshin Nasukawa on December 31st on New Year's Eve. Send me your reactions, your comments about that. Tell me you think that Floyd Mayweather should stay retired. Tell me that was a bad decision. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Tell me what you think of the Saints beating the Rams by giving the Rams their first loss. Tell me what you think of the chances of the Saints making it to the NFC Saints being able to survive in the NFC playoffs, nor the Rams who got their win streak collapsed, that is, by the Saints. Let me know about that. And I'll be back for more, and basically I'll get you more response on that. And I've been more surprised to see what your responses are going to be. Tell me what you also think of Luke Walton, that is, who could be on the hot seat, that is, possibly being released. That is, who knows? Let me know what you think about that. And, the Lakers may have lost to the Raptors, that is, with Kawhi Leonard in there. Let me know your comments, your reaction, your tweets about that. And be sure to tell me who you think is going to make it to the AFC and the NFC playoffs. Patriots, Packers, Saints, the Rams, Chargers. Let me know about that. Let me know what you think about that, and I'll be more than happy to respond. So be sure to send me your comments about that. But are you accustomed to this? Were you surprised that the Saints took out the Rams win streak? Let me know about that. Were you surprised that the Patriots ousted the Packers last night? Let me know about that. And also, by the way, I want to remind you that tomorrow night, the college football playoff rankings could change by tomorrow. That's another topic that I'm pointing out too, by the way. So you saw Bama put a beating on LSU. You saw Michigan put a beating on Penn State. You already saw Clemson put a beating on Louisville. Notre Dame taking on Northwestern. You already saw West Virginia taking on Texas. Now, college football playoff rankings are going to change. My votes to make it to the college football playoffs would have to be Bama, Clemson, Notre Dame, Michigan, Oklahoma, and Georgia. Georgia, by the way. And don't forget, though, Bama could have a target on them, or a few targets on Clemson, Michigan, and UCF. Now remember, UCF saying no, by the way. They are. So watch out for them. Bama, I'll tell you this right now, they're going to stay on top. They're going to go top of the food chain. It's going to be a hard-hitting match. Now, Bama next week, they're going to take on Mississippi State. Lots on the line right there. So I will tell you that it's going to be must-see, must-watch. Tell me you think Bama's still number 1. Clemson number 2. I put Notre Dame's number 3. I'll put Michigan's number 4. Georgia's number 5. And 6 has to be Oklahoma. I'll be pretty good about that. I'm very certain that's going to happen, though. So come college football playoff rankings being changed by tomorrow night, that is. Also, by the way, tomorrow night, you will see the State Farm Champions Classic, where you'll see Duke take on Kentucky. You'll see Kansas taking on Michigan State, that is. It'll be a good match, though. It's high octane, so I'm looking forward to that. Must see, must watch, and it's going to be so incredible to see how it's going to turn out. That's going to do it right there, ladies and gents. I'm more than happy to respond. And tell me if you think the college football playoff rankings are going to change. By the way, tell me who you think is going to be, if Bama's still number 1, number 2. Tell me what you think if who's going to win by tomorrow night. You see Duke and Kentucky. You'll see Kansas taking on Michigan State. Pretty good match. Let me know about that. We'll have to respond. Who thinks going to have a winning edge? And let me know what you think about it. So it's going to be pretty good. I'll be back with more live updates, more breaking news, trending topics, monumental announcements, earth-shattering announcements, more live events, all pertaining to the sports world. I'm more than happy to respond. So be sure you send me comments about that. So take care, you guys. You guys have a good day. Bye-bye.